Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're well. We'll take a show of answer questions, please, with mics on either side of the room. We'll take questions in English first, followed by any questions in German. Somewhere to start, please.
Hi, Pep. If I could just ask a couple about, first of all, just your thinking behind moving training today and why that's important for your team.
We'll train tomorrow morning.
Quite unusual, though, is it?
No. I've done it a few times. Maybe not a lot, but I did a few times. Yeah, sometimes I prefer it. Don't see each other, and it was so demanding game against Bournemouth, and I prefer this at home, and tomorrow morning we train.
And then with you have a lot of data here on your players and opposition. When you have an extra 2 days rest like Dortmund, what does the data show that
we're used to?
But does it show that's quite a big advantage?
It's what it is. No word's going to change the schedule because we have a lot of games competitions. It's what it is. So Germany and France, all the people in Champions League try to play on Friday to have more games, and he is completely opposite. And I don't train in England. I go to train in Germany. I'm going to train in French. So just in case they want me. So that's why it's what it is.
Pep, how important is this run of home games for you, not just in the Champions League, but
massively
in the Premier League as well?
Always in Champions League in the old format when we were make 9 points in home games and you have one victory away, always you are qualified. And now it's completely different. Okay, the format, and of course if we are able to do what you have to do, so win at home, that I'm not saying it will be easy because Dortmund in this competition in Champions League always they I would say they perform their best I would say, because always arrive in the later stages and always go through in the group stages, but with 9 points more we'll be of course qualify between the 24, but we'll be close to be in the first 8.
Do you feel in some ways better prepared for the Champions League this season, the new format?
Maybe I was not clear enough, like you have been 1,000 million times here. It's not about whether I'm prepared in the new format or not. Last season we're injured. 50% of the squad was injured during month and month. And especially in that period, what defined the Champions League qualify, because there are a lot of games. So that was the reason why. Of course, we are prepared for that format, for the old one, and maybe with the Ferin thing for the new format. So we will be ready. It's just last season we have a lot of problems in terms of we didn't have players, and that was more difficult.
Hi Pep, big night for Erling tomorrow night, playing against his former club. Just when you think back to the player you watched playing for Dortmund and the one here, obviously he still scores a lot of goals, but how different has he become, or is he very much the same, do you think?
First of all, it's not the first time. I think Erling played against BVB, and I think when he was there, he played against us 1 or twice. And I think he's going to do the press conference, right? So he's a perfect question for him.
But when you think back to when you signed him, you didn't really have a sort of a number 9 at the time. You were winning the league with a false 9. I mean, was it always a incredibly easy decision to sign?
I play with false 9 with Messi. I play with 9s with Lewandowski. I play with 9s with Sergio Agüero, and I play 9 here with Phil Foden, false 9, and now with Erling we cannot play with false 9 because it's too good being as a 9. So I adapt, always try to my players.
Hi Pep. I think it's about 14 games in around the next 60 days. Is this the most exciting part of the campaign? And if this...
Sorry?
Is this the most exciting part?
14 games? No.
14 games in 60 days coming up.
But
is this
after Liverpool, I have 10 days off. I'm going to holidays.
Yeah. So, is the period...
And after?
Yeah, is the
after
period coming
break.
up the most exciting part of the season, and does it set you up for the rest of the campaign?
Yeah, but so you have international break September, October, November, and after that we start in this country, November, December, January, February is wow. I don't know excited is the right word, but it's demanding, that's for sure. So, but yeah, 1 decade I'm here, so I lived many, many times this situation.
How do you juggle then the team setup and training and everything that goes with it around this?
Yeah, that's good. Handle the intensity, I would say, to the modern football. When you play 1 game a week, it's completely different when we play 3 days. I said many times. So the teams are really, really good most of the time, but play 1 a week. It's completely different when we play 3. That the most important thing is how you handle not just the minutes and how many minutes on the pitch, how many minutes in the meeting rooms, how here. The physicality, that is, from my experience, the teams you play every 3-4 days is the energy, the moment of the game. But at the same time, you have to train a little bit to understand what you have to do, the images you have to do. Otherwise, it's not possible. And yeah, it's adapt. The teams when you play 3 competitions or 4 competitions every 3 days during 11 months. The only solution is how quick you adapt, adjust, and how you go forward with the situation.
Hi, Pep. When we spoke to you in the summer, you said for the first time in your career, you decided the captains that you wanted this season. Obviously, Erling is one of those. Everyone knows what he's like on the pitch, but what did you see in his character, his personality off the pitch to think that he deserved to be in that group?
It's difficult to find a real world-class player or start to be incredible, humble, and thinking what is the best for the team. I know he want to score goals. The impact he knows, because the way scoring goals helping the team. But I had the feeling that I always have an eye what is the best for the team. And when that's happened, it's difficult to find. When goal-scoring players have this kind of ability, or the talent, or I would say generosity or kindness, or whatever you want to say. And Erling is like that. It was a surprise, honestly. When normally striker just thinking goal. Of course, he has to score goals. It's the best way to help us. That is obviously clear. But that's why I decided for that, because that guy signed a contract for 10 years. So as much is involved in many things, will be better for him and for the club.
Pep, do you think Erling is helping the team more out this season? I'm thinking back to, the derby where he was sort of defending corners and putting more effort in that way. Do you think that's improved that level of that part of his game as well?
Yeah, his presence in the set pieces today is so tall. He's aggressive and of course we cannot demand. We have to support defensively. I try to organize the team to allow them to run as less as possible, and the efforts, because it's so big, he cannot play every 3 days, 90 minutes and make the big action to 30-40 meters. So I don't want that. That's why always another thing. I think the teams who play every 3 days, 11 months, as much you control the ball through the passes, not in the beginning of the season, during 11 months, and you can handle the game in the way you want to do, you survive. Less injuries and everything. So that's why we try, but at the same time, when it's not possible, he has to help us, and he's helping us.
Hi, Pep. There'll be some names, excuse me, in the Dortmund team that City fans will recognise. You had Jan Couto here. Did you think about keeping him and playing him, or?
Sorry.
Yeah, Jan Couto.
Jan Couto. Yeah. No, you pronounce really good. I'm happy that he's there. He came here so young, making incredible impact with Girona in the best season in his history. And after, Dortmund always approach for the young talents, invest with them, and after to make impact there, and after sell them. So, and Jan is one of them. I'm happy that he's doing really well.
And obviously, English fans will be interested to see how Joe Bellingham does over there. Is he a player you were aware of at Sunderland?
I don't know.
Hi, Pep. Just on Erling's leadership, he's obviously quite a light-hearted guy at times. He likes, to joke around. We see that in his YouTube and his social media. Does it help having someone like that in a leadership group that can kind of lighten the mood and make it less serious at times and take the pressure off people?
Yeah, it's a new generation. The generation is part of the old generation like you and me. So the social media is completely different, right? So we are not as much involved, but the new generation, they grew up, for the little babies in that, and part of of their lives, and they want to do it. As much as respect, and always I tell them, be alert. That's all, be alert. So don't show much your... But they can do whatever they want. As much as respect the club, the mates, and especially their private life, it's good.
Thank you, everyone.
Done?
Yeah.
Good.
Hey guys, guten Tag, if there's any Germans there.
Same process as before, please, guys. We'll take questions in English first, followed by any questions in German. Someone to start? Jamie?
Hi, Erling. Hi.
Hello.
You've been in amazing form so far this season, scoring loads and loads of goals, 13 in the Premier League. Can you beat your record, do you think, this season overall? Is that a realistic ambition for you to aim for?
I need to ask you which record then. Nothing, not to sound arrogant, but which one?
Your treble season.
Goals in the season, you mean?
Yeah.
How many did I have in total?
36 in the Premier League and about 40 odd altogether, was it? 48?
Yeah, 36 in Premier League.
It's a lot.
Do you ask about Premier League or in...
Well, yeah, just Premier League and just overall
Yeah,
total.
I had 57 in total with the national team, so I'm on good way. But again, I don't think of this.
So what do you think of then? Is it just game to game? Is that how you motivate yourself?
Yeah, definitely. Now, 2 days ago, we had a game, and that's history now. We need to focus on tomorrow, and that's how my brain works, and that's how I need to think, because I cannot think too much of what happened. I need to think in the presence.
And just one more. Do you feel you're getting better as a player, as a striker, a footballer?
Yeah, definitely. I'm developing good, and I'm in a good place. I'm taken good care of, so yeah, I'm developing good.
Hi, Erling. Nice goal celebration at the weekend with the robot. What was the inspiration for that?
Inspiration, I think everyone know why I did this. If you check my comment section on any photo or video, I think you kind of get to know why I did it.
So we'll be seeing it again?
Huh?
Will we be seeing it again?
I never plan any celebrations. I do it after I score, because I don't think you should plan anything like that. So we'll see.
Hi, Erling. You've scored quite a few headers already this season, and you've won a lot of headers kind of all over the pitch. Is that an area of the game that you've worked on over the summer and this season?
Yeah, I've been practicing my headers ever since it started in Molde in 2017 with Ole Gunnar and Mark Dempsey. That's when I started practicing my headers, and I don't think I can get... I think you can always perform, or you can always get better in things, and with headers I think you can get better. You can never get good enough. I think you can always get better and better. So there's something I try to practice still, and yeah, you can see it. I'm getting better and better, and there's still a long way to go.
You also seem to have kind of been in your own penalty area a lot this season, heading balls away. Do you kind of enjoy being part of defensive set pieces as well?
Yeah, it's not the nicest thing, but I'm not complaining. I prefer to be in the other box, but anything to help the team.
Hi, Erling. Your manager's just been in talking about how sort of humble you are. Perhaps he wasn't expecting you to be quite so humble when you came through, because the goal scorers he's worked with have just been sort of bothered about scoring goals for themselves. Is that sort of your generosity towards your teammates? Is that something you've always had within you? Have you worked on it?
No, for me it's completely normal. I'm a Norwegian guy, and for me it's I should not think I am something just because I'm scoring goals. As simple as that. I'm just Erling, and this is something that will never change. So, yeah.
There's been quite a lot of talk about the overall Premier League goal scoring record in the last few weeks. Alan Shearer, who's obviously got the record, has been talking about it, and he's projecting you to beat him if you stay at City. How much thought do those sort of records? How often do you think about those things, or is it something you just kind of have to ignore?
Yeah, I have to ignore them. I know this record. I don't really know any records, but this one I know one. That's his Premier League record. Yeah, but again, there's not something I can't think about records I can break. That's the last thing I think of. I try to help the team win football games. That's my job, and that's my main focus. You know, I know it's boring. I know you want me to say the completely opposite, but it's not how it is.
Erling, I sat down with Pep a few weeks back at the start of the season, and he said from the first moment you walked through the door in pre-season this year, he noticed there was something different about you. Did you come in with a different attitude or something? What was your feeling going into the season? What was it that he might have seen that was different?
I don't know. I think it's more the feeling. I felt really good, even in the pre-season, even though the pre-season was, I think it was 2 weeks or something. So it wasn't the longest pre-season, but I felt really good. I felt energized. And yeah, in the end, you need the energy and you need to feel good to perform good. And from the first second, I felt really like overloaded with energy and ready to go again. That was really my my thought, yeah.
And the Erling we talk to now, the Erling we see is this humble Erling, and yet when you're not here, when we're asking managers about you, the words and the names that keep coming up in the same conversation are always the likes of Messi and Ronaldo, the very best players in the world. Do you see yourself at the level of those players?
No, not at all. Far off. No one can get close to them too, so no.
Erling, you've played in some big competitions, obviously Premier League, Champions League, Bundesliga. But in terms of the national team, you get to play in a major tournament. What would it mean for you to end this season, go into that World Cup and playing for Norway over there?
Yeah, in a few weeks there's a big few games both in Norway and Italy for us as a whole nation, which is going to be interesting games and I think really good games. And yeah, last World Cup was in 1998, 2 years before I was born. So I've been saying this for a long time. My goal is to take Norway to World Cup and Euros. This is my main goal in my career, and now I have a good chance to do it. So it's about taking the chances.
And when Norway haven't qualified, have you been watching these tournaments? Do you watch tournaments in the summer when you're not playing, or do you just kind of switch off?
You mean, sorry, one more time, sorry?
So that if you know, do you watch the Euros and World Cups, at home during the summer?
Yeah, I watch. I'm a football fan, so I've been watching as long as I can remember. I think the first one I remember most was South Africa. So 2010, I was 10 years old. So yeah, I'm a football fan and I live for football.
Hi, Erling. When you think back to the player and the person you were as a young player at Dortmund compared to the person you are now, do you feel that you've changed off the pitch? Because obviously Pep in the summer decided that he wanted you as part of his leadership group, which I imagine is quite a big honour when a manager like that picks you.
Yeah, I'm the completely same person as I was when I was, as long as I can remember. Nothing has changed. I'm still the same kid in some situations, and yeah, I'm still that kid from Bryne, but with much more experience in life.
More mature, perhaps, grown up a little bit?
More experience, of course. I've been playing since I was on professional level, since I was 16, so with much more experience in football ways and also in life. I've been living alone now for 9 years, which also helped me a lot as a person as well. I've been living in lots of different countries, speaking different languages, so it's the same Erling, but with more experience.
Hi, Erling. How does it feel coming up against Borussia Dortmund, your old club? Have you still got a lot of friends there, or has most of them moved on now?
Yeah, I still have a few friends, a lot in the staff still, people I still speak with. And it's really special, I had an amazing time in Dortmund. It's an amazing club, with amazing people. So I've just got good things to say about Dortmund. And of course, it's a special match. When I think back of all my memories, there's so many good memories with them 2.5 years I played there, and yeah, it's a special game.
You always talked about how much you love this competition. Does that still burn as brightly as ever, even though you've won it and scored so many goals?
Yeah, definitely it does. And yeah, I still love the competition, even though I have won and scored goals in it.
Hi, Erling. We saw Ryan Cherky provide 2 assists for you on Sunday. What's he like as a teammate, and are there signs of a footballing relationship starting to grow on the pitch between yourselves?
Yeah, he's a good guy with some amazing qualities, as we can all see. And it's about, in the end, it's about playing football, which we can get the best out of everyone on the pitch. And it's the same with him. We need to help him in his free mind as a number 10, to help pass the ball to me, to help pass the ball to the attacking players, because he has this kind of special ability which is difficult to explain, a little bit like Kevin had, he can just pass someone through from wherever on the pitch, and he's a special talent, and we need to help him develop even more because he can be really good.
Erling, in the last year, does fatherhood change your life much, and does it change your focus as a player at all?
If it changed my life, yeah, definitely, without a doubt. Suddenly there's someone waking you up every morning. Before it was different, and yeah, I think it got me even more focused because I can kind of switch off even more, which is, in the end, you need the balance between focusing and doing the completely opposite, not focusing at all. So yeah, it helped me focus even more. Yeah.
Can I ask about last season as well? Is there a lot of drive amongst this squad to kind of put right what happened last season? How much did that hurt you as a squad?
Yeah, of course, it's not nice to lose games and to lose the cup final, come third in Premier League, and to go out early in the Champions League is not ideal for this club. And we all know that we need to do better. We all know that we need to be more stable. We need to perform better when it matters. And yeah, we are motivated. We are ready for what's next. And in the end, you need to take game by game. And to, as I just said, now my focus is on Borussia Dortmund tomorrow.
Hi, Erling. Something very impressive about you this season is you've been very rarely offside. Your movement's been quite impeccable and has helped you to score the goals that you've scored, for example, on the weekend against Bournemouth. Is that something that you've worked on actively, or have you always had that instinct as a striker to make sure your movement is that impeccable to be able to score this many goals?
Yeah, it's not the first season that I'm barely in offside. I think it started from when I started with offside when I was 13 years old, on trying to be onside. So it's not the first season I'm not. I'm never in offside. Come on, I think from when I came to City, I've been in offside 18 times. So 18 times in 3.5 years is okay, I think. So yeah, it's a thing that is quite in my game. I hate to be in offside. You need to. I mean, if you are in offside now with VAR, it's no chance, you know. And I think even VAR helped me even more because you get the decision, and simple as that. And when you barely go offside, there's a good chance that if there's an offside situation, most likely I will not be in offside. So yeah, that's something I've been working on since I was 13 years old in Bruyne, and I'm still playing the same kind of way when I was 13 that I do now. Just now I'm quicker, better, faster, and play for City instead of Bruyne.
Any questions in German? No? All good. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, guys.